G'day legends, I've got something to go through today and that is Leatt knee guards.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Great Day.
I wanted to share you my highlights of having both of these and what I think of them, and run through the pros and cons of both, because there's been a lot of questions. A lot of people have been watching my videos and asking me a lot of questions about these. So this video is just about the highs and lows, the pros, cons, and how I feel about these. So let's get into it. As you know, the first one I purchased were the standards. Now the standard ones are what most e-skaters ride with. And the reason they ride with these ones is because they've been used the most and highlighted the most amongst our peers. Now in saying that, protection-wise, you can see here I have hit the deck several times and ground these out. And these have protected me so well, to the point where I honestly think if I hadn't have been wearing these, my knee injuries would have been excessive, to say the least. Now, I have had, crashes in the dirt with these, obviously with my tramper and my Baja board and other boards and so forth that I've been riding. These have stood up in that wet, muddy, filthy weather as well as on the road. And as you can see, that last big one there was from a road hit and a really good slide. There is a video floating around of Dina Catch. She's a pro racer in America, wearing a pair of these, and she actually falls down to her knees like that and ends up in that position, and she slides for probably what seems like an eternity, but probably is more likely probably 10 or 15 meters. But she slides on her knees like that on these and stands up and walks away from that without any injury at all. Now, the pros of this is, I'll try to get a decent picture there, that cupping padded feeling in there. These pads are really nice, and they add an extra layer of impact absorption when you actually hit the deck, and they're super good as far as taking the pain of that physical impact out of your knee area. One thing I've got to say about that is it does become quite hot. Now, if you're wearing jeans like I do a lot of the time, the heat through this, they do get a bit sweaty and a bit warm and a bit uncomfortable. But in saying that, once they're warm and you've been in them for an hour or so riding, you do forget about them until you stop and grab a drink of water or something like that, and they obviously they get a bit more uncomfortable again. Now, the one thing about these straps and so forth, when you crash, and I'll show you this one here, you can see that there I've ground out the lug a bit. Now, it hasn't broken, it hasn't damaged, it has got a high piece of plastic, which you can see there. And the reason I say it's got a high bit of plastic there is when you come down on that, they actually grind those off, so it keeps them stronger for a little bit longer. The straps to keep these on, these are probably, a couple of years old now. You can see the tension there has been starting to tear on that, but these have had a huge amount of use in all sorts of weather, and I do have them quite tight because I don't want them to slide down. In saying that, the elastic straps have stretched out to nearly maximum, so you can see here where I've got that located. I've got it located nearly at its maximum on there, so you can see the soft Velcro there ends. I've got it right up to the end there, so it's as tight as it'll go, mainly because the Velcro the elastic has started to stretch out to its maximum point on all three of these. So that's probably one of the downsides, is this will, as you keep using them, the material will start to stretch out further and further to the point where it loses some of its elasticity, and those elastic bands or those elastic pieces do start stretching to the point where there's nothing left in them anymore. In saying that, these are 2 or 3 years old, and I've punished the hell out of these, and I still wear them from time to time, but they are a bit loose at times, and depending on how much padding I've got through winter, they were fantastic because they kept my knees nice and warm and all the rest of it. So, moving on from this one to the new ones that I bought. I bought these because I wanted to wear something in summer that gave me a little bit more protection, but allowed some airflow through. Now, the airflow, you can see the grid on the front of that, fantastic. Like the others, I have had a few impacts on these. You can see up there, I've had a big grind out up there where I actually went down onto my upper leg and actually slid a bit on my upper leg. Again, the protection of these was fantastic, There is less padding, obviously, in here, but that foam that you can see does take an impact. It absorbs a fair bit of your weight, but it doesn't give you that soft cushion on your knee. It is firm. It will give, will take some of the pain out of that impact, but not as much as the other ones. One thing that this one does have that the other one doesn't is this extra siding area up here. Now, as you can see, there's a few scratches and stuff up here. It's because when you hit the deck, most of the time your body rolls to one side. Now, in doing so, your body actually rides up onto this area, and you can get thigh or upper leg burns or tears from the ground coming in contact with your leg, obviously, or your leg coming in contact with the ground, and not having any protection. This gives you that little bit of extra area or material to ride on, which is fantastic. Now, the strapping mechanism, this is so much better. It has 2 levels of strapping. These are not elastic, so they're firm bands. They don't slip as much or move around as much, but they have one adjustable Velcro here and one adjustable Velcro underneath. So if I was to lift this one up, as you can see here, this one here finishes here. So you can adjust this one up, and then this one can adjust over the top of it. So you actually got 2 levels of adjustment in this. If this had some more elastic in it here, and just to give you that little bit of, I suppose, tension or pullback, it would be an exceptionally good strap. Compared to the other one, these hold on, they don't let go. But there's no cushion to pull against or anything else. So these pull straight onto your legs and they are firm. They do get uncomfortable after a while. If you are wearing these in summer, this material does stick to your skin. If you've got them on your legs and you've got shorts hanging over them, it will stick to your skin and give you, it's not uncomfortable, it just feels hot and sticky. And the reason for that is it is a foamy, plastic, rubbery type material, which is not the most comfortable. So if you're going for comfort only, go for these ones. If you're going for something that's a little cooler and you want to wear shorts and so forth and not have to worry about it, but do remember, if it is a stinking hot day, this is going to feel a little uncomfortable anyway, just from that sticky feeling. More padding, so a softer landing on these compared to these, although these are just awesome as well. I don't have any negatives about this other than the straps go a little bit loose on that, and these get a bit sticky and a little uncomfortable in time. Which ones would I rate more highly and which one would I choose over the other? I'd always choose this one because the comfort factor is so high with these. I can wear these over shorts or jeans or whatever else, but expect the straps to stretch out over a year or 2 or start tearing at the elastic join area after a couple of years of use. On the impacts, these are tremendous. On the impacts, these are tremendous also, but that comfort around that sticky feeling is not as good, but the straps are much better. So there are pros and cons with both. It is going to come up to personal choice. As you can see there, the different materials show different feeling on the inside. So you'll see one compared to the other, and those outer upper limbs, you'll see this profile here is very round and tapered, where this one's got that extra bit of material up top. So just my highlights, my pros and cons for both of these, so you can do some comparisons for yourselves. Go into a motocross shop or a motocross accessory shop where they usually have these, they stock these, and you can have a little bit of a feel and see what I'm talking about and compare the two for yourself. Pricing varies depending on location around the world, pricing varies around location around the world and what they've got access to as far as stock goes. As you can see, the mechanism here is a lot lumpier for that dual link knee protection thing. As you can see, that guard is round all the way there. And comparing that to this one, you can see those couplings are a lot smaller and a lot narrower and a lower profile. And as you can see, this will open up all the way and it will give you exposure. That will not move in there, so that is a fixed position. Your knee will probably only ever go to that position there, but if it does hyperflex, this will allow you to hyperflex, where this one will go to there, and if you try to hyperflex further than that, you're pulling against the mechanics of this, so it will keep your leg to that point and not let you go any further, where the other one, if you do have a major hyperflex of your joint, it will allow your leg to flow all the way through there. I'm very impressed with this mechanism, I've got to say, and there it is nice and free because of there's no padding and so forth in there. It will allow it to move as much as you want compared to the other one, which because of the padding and other reasons, it will lock you into there and won't let you go any further. So that's pretty much it for those two. I hope you enjoyed the video because, as I said, a bit more insight. People have been asking about these because they know that I've got both of them, and I just wanted to share a video to say, hey, Leatt knee guard, dual axis knee guards, two different types, both for great uses, and it's going to come down to comfort, form factor for you, and what you need more: warmth, more security, and more comfort. Strap problems in long term. Lots of air flow through these ones, not as comfortable, the padding's not there, but both levels of protection are high with both of these, so you can't lose as far as which one you choose if you're going for decent knee protection. And I'd always recommend you wear some form of knee protection, whether it's one of these or something else. Knees and legs are an area of your body, just like your head, that if you damage your knee too badly, you won't be walking for a long time. So like your head, wear a helmet, wear decent knee protection. Always say wear elbow protection as well, and wrist protection. So you know that I always wear my gloves, and majority of the time I've always got my knee guards on if I'm going to go and play and potentially ride faster than I should be. These are always a necessity. So always wear protection, stay safe, stay upright, keep smiling. Till next time, great talent.